তো কিছুদিন আগে আমি বলেছিলাম যে অনার্স এবং মাস্টার্সের মাস্টার্সের ইংলিশ লিটারেচারের উপর কিছু ভিডিও বানাবো। তো আহ, সেভাবে এর মধ্যে সময় সুযোগ করে হয়ে ওঠা হয়নি। তো আজ যেহেতু একটু সময় পেলাম তো ভাবলাম যে কেন নয়, I think I should come in front of you that you can see me, you can hear me. Because nowadays I have a plan that I'm trying to teach those topics from the English honors and English masters. So I can say that this is the first video which I'm making on English literature of honors and English masters. So for the first video, I thought that what should be my first topic while I'm saying something about English literature. Uh, One of my most favorite subjects. So I thought a lot, and I took a decision, or I came to a decision that I should make a video on none other than the most famous actor, to a certain extent, Kukato, none other than Milton's Paradise Lost. So Milton's Paradise Lost, uh, it's a very favorite thing of mine. I love it a lot. Uh, so this epic, Milton's Paradise Lost, was in our honors syllabus, and when I was in my first year of honors, I had this epic poem in our syllabus, and today we'll say. I want to say something about that epic. Okay, so as we are talking about the epic poetry, we should know what should be the definition of an epic. Epic কাকে বলে? এটা ভীষণভাবে আমাদের জানার দরকার. If we don't know what is an epic and what is the definition of an epic, it will be quite difficult for us to get the actual meaning of the epic poem. So first of all, I will give you the definition according to me. So what I have read that an epic poem is a long narrative poem which has a very grand theme, a heroic theme, and it is written in a grandiloquent manner. Okay, and the magnitude is in its composition. You can find that it is not like the other ordinary or common poems or poetries. It's quite difficult, or it's quite different. So, first of all, an epic poet has to maintain that grand manner, the grand writing style, and what is most important, this is nothing but the subject matter. Okay. So the subject matter, the theme of an epic is very important. তো আমরা যদি আমাদের বাংলা সাহিত্য দেখি বা আমাদের বাংলাতে, বাংলা কথা ছেড়ে দিই, সংস্কৃততে আমরা যদি দেখি, আমরা খুব দুটো এপিক আমরা ভীষণভাবে পাচ্ছি, দুটি মহাকাব্য আমরা পাচ্ছি, যার একটি হলো রামায়ণ এবং অপরটি হলো মহাভারত। এই দুটিকে মহাকাব্য হিসাবে গণনা করা হয়। তো আমরা যদি খুব ভালো করে দেখি, if we see at these two epics, we'll find that these are very huge poems, and these poems are written on a grand topic. On God and those things. We all know about those things. So it's not like the other common poetries. It's different. It's a different kind of poem. So I have planned that today I will say about the invocation of this epic, the Paradise Lost. So invocation, this is called মঙ্গলাচরণ in Bengali. So মঙ্গলাচরণ যেটাকে বলা হয় বাংলাতে সেটাকেই বলা হচ্ছে invocation. So we should know something about John Milton, and if you ask me, I would say that he's I think he's the greatest English poet. I mean, he stands like a tower, and where the others seem to be not like him. Okay, he's lonely. He's just like a tower. So this invocation. Okay. So John Milton wrote this invocation in just 26 lines, and where he had written for the divine collaboration or the divine assistance. So first of all, I think I should say something about what is an invocation. So the invocation means when the poet is searching for the divine collaboration or the divine assistance or the divine boost, okay, that actually he can write the poem. So it's not quite an easy thing to try to write an epic poem. It's quite difficult thing. But Milton wrote this poem, and however, I have to say this: more than I mean more than three years. I mean at least 3 years Milton took to edit the poem. So then at last came the finished one, and it's quite good. So in the Paradise Lost, we have 12 books. Today I will just say about the first book of the Paradise Lost, and just only 26 lines, which I got in my honor syllabus, and I think I can say something about it because, however, I like it so much. I just don't know. I just find a kind of connection with this poem. So in this invocation, Milton appears to be quite pagan. Okay, so he's not searching for those what can I say, those biblical help. Rather, here he's searching for the helps or the helpings of the 9 muses. Okay. So now let me start, and then we'll go through the lines and I will try to explain those lines. So this video is dedicated to the students who are reading in English honors or in English masters. If they see the video and if they if they get some profits from this lecture and from this type of teaching of mine, I will be quite satisfied, and this is the aim of mine in this time. So just 26 lines today I will explain. Okay, let's start. So we are starting Milton's Paradise Lost, the invocation, the first 26 lines. Okay, so here it is written: of man's first disobedience and the fruit of that forbidden tree. Okay, so in the very first line we are getting the depiction of the man's first disobedience. So we all know the story that the God himself made Adam and Eve, who is our father or mother of the human beings. And God told them that they can do anything in the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, just one thing was forbidden for them, and it is not to eat the fruit of the forbidden tree, which was in the Garden of Eden. So Adam and Eve were so much happy in the Garden of Eden. They were just like babies. I mean, human babies, human children, and they were spending their life in joy. And then the circumstance happened. that they disobeyed God's rule and ate those fruits of that forbidden tree. Okay. So of man's first disobedience, that means Adam and Eve disobeyed the God's order that they should not eat the fruit of the forbidden tree, and they eat, the fruits of that forbidden tree. And this was the first disobedience of the human race, whose mortal test brought death into the world. That's okay. Whose mortal test? So first of all, I have to say that when God made Adam and Eve, they were immortal. Okay, as long as they didn't eat that fruits of forbidden tree, they were immortal. Okay, they didn't know about the mortality. So when they disobeyed God and ate the forbidden fruits of that tree, they became mortal. The human race became mortal, and the mortality came in the lives of the human beings. So here it is said that the taste of that food is mortal. That means মরণশীল, অর্থাৎ এ যাবৎ পর্যন্ত যতদিন পর্যন্ত এই মানুষের সেই পূর্ব পিতা এবং মাতা একদম প্রথম দিকে যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত সেই নিষিদ্ধ ফল খায়নি ততদিন পর্যন্ত কিন্তু মানুষেরা অমর ছিল। অ্যাডাম এবং ইভ অমর ছিল, তারা মরণশীল ছিল না। কিন্তু প্রথমবার যখন অ্যাডাম এবং ইভ এই ফরবিডেন ট্রি অর্থাৎ এই নিষিদ্ধ ফলের গাছের ফল খায়, তারা কিন্তু মরণশীল হয়ে পড়ে, অর্থাৎ মনুষ্য জীবনে মরণশীলতার প্রবেশ ঘটে। Whose mortal test brought death into the world, so which I have told before, and all our woe. And this is also the reason for all the woes that the human beings are suffering. Still now. And it was a reason for none other than, but first of all, Eve did this kind of disobedience, so we can say that it was her fault. And the woes, the sorrows of human's life came into being with loss of Eden. So now, what are the circumstances of eating that forbidden tree with the loss of Eden? So the Adam and Eve was banished from the Eden, and God sent them to the world, to the mortal world, till one greater man. So here we are getting the description of the greater man. So this greater man is none other than the Christ himself. So he is called the greater man. Okay, not the son of the God, rather a greater man. Restore us. So we all know that Jesus Christ tried to restore us, to restore our seat in the heaven and regain the blissful seat. Our seat in the heaven or in the Garden of Eden, where we can stay with God, okay, and we can spend time with Him. Seeing heavenly muse, that on the secret top of Oreb of Sinai, didst inspire. So here we are getting the description of the heavenly muse. So they are not any Christian goddesses, rather they are pagan those pagan muses. Okay. So Milton is searching divine assistance from the 9 pagan muses that on the secret top of Oreb or of Sinai. So here Milton is saying about those hills which are called Oreb or Sinai. These 2 hills are sacred hills, and it is thought that those 9 goddesses, the 9 heavenly muses, stay there. Didst inspire. So here he is searching for the divine help, that these nine muses should help him to write this poem. That shepherd who first taught that chosen seed. So okay, so here we are getting the examples of the chosen saints. The chosen saints are none other than the Israelites, and we can say about those Jerusalem and Siloah stream that flows close to the temple of Jerusalem delight you more. And at the same time, we have the description of Moses here. Here it is said that that shepherd. So these two words, that shepherd, is meant the Moses. So, and he's also saying about those Israelites who are called the chosen seed. So they're not like other human beings, rather they're chosen. They were so much close to the God, and they had their own shepherd. Here these Israelites are considered as lambs, and Moses is a shepherd who showed them the way to God, because it was thought that Moses uh, got the God. I mean, Moses met with the God, the Almighty. In the beginning, how the heavens and earth rose out of chaos. So here we are getting the description of the origin of the heaven and earth and how these things were made, and it came up from the chaos. So it was all a chaos. Okay, chaos mean এমন একটা বিষয় কোনো কিছু ঠিকভাবে সাজানো নেই। I mean, chaos is a condition where everything exists, but these things are not in a perfect order. Or if Zion Hill delight thee more, and it can be true that these nine heavenly muses stay in the Zion Hill, and there there becomes much more delightful. And the Siloah's brook that flowed. Here we are getting the description of Siloah's brook, and this is also a sacred river, fast by the oracle of God. So there is a temple of God, and it was flowing just beside the oracle of God. So this river can be considered as a flow of art, the artistic thinking, the artistic thoughts, and the artistic inspiration that all the artists have found in their life, and they have created their own creations. I thence invoke thy aid to my adventurous song. So that is why Milton is seeking their help to sing his adventurous song. This epic is called a song, and which is an adventurous song. That is with no middle flight and intent to soar. So a poet like Milton, he always wanted to go high and to soar high and high and high. So the lines from the Shelley's poem, higher still and higher from the earth thou springest like a cloud of fire, to the sky, like these lines are quite similar to the lines of Milton. So I think all the artists try to soar higher. Above the Aeonian mount, while it pursues things unattempted yet in the prose or rhyme. So Milton here trying to create a very unique thing, a totally new thing, or he just wanted to soar so much high that no other poet could have ever reach that much height. And this must be an unattempted thing. And yeah, it is true that before Milton, no one thought about this kind of thing. I mean, man's first disobedience, and I mean the Lucifer born is Satan. Okay, the character of Satan and the speeches of Satan and God and all those angels, fallen angels, and there are some pagans gods and goddesses also. And these things, I mean, these things, these subject matters are of lofty quality. So these are grand, and this, and if you read the line properly, you can find that these lines are written in a very classical manner and in a very grandiloquent manner. You can see the word, the onomatopoeia, probably it is called. Uh, uh, and chiefly thou, O Spirit, that dost prefer before all temples the upright heart and pure. So here the poet is saying that these muses or this divine existence uh, lives in the hearts of the pure person or in the hearts of the honest person. Even he likes it more than the temple. I mean, the Almighty God lives in the hearts of the pure people or the honest persons. Instruct me, for thou knowest from the first was present. So now he's again searching the divine assistance, and he's praying to that divine existence to help him and to instruct him, because he was the only eyewitness from the very beginning of the creation. And with mighty wings outspread, you just see the lines and just hear the sounds of that verse that Milton have used. These are beautiful. With mighty wings outspread, just say mighty wings outspread. Here the Almighty God is compared to a bird. Here it is typically considered with a dove. And the dove got mighty wings, খুব বিশাল বড় বড় তার ডানা আছে, সেই ডানাটা সেই শূন্য বা কেয়াসের উপরে ছড়িয়ে দিয়ে তিনি অবস্থান করছেন। And he say dove like sattest brooding, and he's just brooding like a dove on the vast abyss. Is a brooding এখানে অর্থ হচ্ছে একটা পাখি যখন ডিমের পরে তা দেয়, in the same way that dove, that almighty power, was brooding the chaos. I mean, the chaos was just a kind of egg for that almighty power. And madest it pregnant, and this chaos became pregnant. What in me is dark illumined, and he is praying that if anything is dark in him should be illuminated. So now I have to say one thing, that when Milton wrote this poem, he was blind. I mean, to a certain extent he was blind, and he had written himself the poem. Rather, he took the help of his daughters. His elder daughter wrote this poem. I mean, Milton dictated and she wrote the poem. So that's why he's saying that if anything is dark in him, it should be illuminated. I mean, probably he's saying about his blindness. What is low, raised and suffered, and if there is anything low, that should be raised and that should be supported. That to the height of this great argument, I may assert. And he's saying that there is a certain kind of argument, and what is the argument? Man's first disobedience and the God decision about them. I mean, that punishment. I may assert eternal providence. He's saying that if he got the divine assistance from the divine being, he can assert the eternal providence. So here we can see eternal providence. So, what's the meaning of eternal providence? It means God's wisdom or God's foresight and His decision-making power that what should be done with Adam and Eve when they disobeyed His order. I mean, He's thinking that if God did the right thing to us or to the human beings because He loved them so much. And justify the ways of God to men, and He will also try to judge God's way to the man and how He is coming to the human beings and His assistance to the human beings that the human beings can ultimately can restore their seat in the Garden of Eden and they can come back to the Almighty God. I mean, our Dad, our God, our uh, Father. So here it ends. I mean, the 26 lines. So today, no more than that, just 26 lines. At the same time, I took a long time, uh, and it's quite difficult to say all those things in a very little amount of time. Uh, it's an eloquent thing, a grand thing. So that's why I'm saying it in a vast way. I have already taken a lot of time. So, what may be the matter? I am here stopping this video, and at the same time, I'm requesting those students of honors and masters, if they see the video, they should comment, and if they want that I should make other videos on other topics, they may suggest, and I'll also do the videos according to their wish. So no more than today. I'm just finishing my video here. Tata bye bye. We'll next meet very soon. So আজকের মতো এখানেই শেষ শেষ করছি। এটা আমার খুব পছন্দের একটা বই। এটা খুব পড়তাম, দ্য এভারগ্রিন লিভস অফ ইংলিশ পোয়েট্রি। তো এটা এমএনসিনের একটা বই। এটা এখন বোধহয় পাওয়া যায় না, বা পাওয়া গেলেও অনেক কিছু চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে। তো এটা আমার খুব পছন্দের একটা বই। এটা সেই আমার ফার্স্ট ইয়ার একটা বই। এটা খুব